For many people, mornings begin a little differently after 60. You may notice a bit more stiffness when getting out of bed, a little less energy, or simply a body that takes a little longer to wake up. But feeling slower in the morning does not mean your body is failing. More often, it means your body is asking for a different kind of start, a gentler start, a more thoughtful start, because the way we begin the morning often shapes the way we experience the rest of the day. And today, I'd like to share a simple 10-minute routine that can help you begin with a little more comfort, confidence, and care. Before we begin, it's important to understand what this routine is and what it isn't. This is not a workout designed to push your limits. It's not about burning calories. It's not about testing your strength. And it's certainly not about forcing your body to do more than it is ready to do. Because for many people after 60, the body no longer responds best to pressure. It responds best to partnership. And that's exactly what this routine is meant to support. Think of these next few minutes as a gentle conversation with your body, a chance to check in, to notice how you feel today, to wake up muscles that may still be resting, and to invite movement back into the body with kindness. There is no need to move perfectly, no need to move quickly, and no need to compare yourself to anyone else. The goal is not to challenge the body. The goal is to wake it up, to help it feel a little more comfortable, a little more supported, and a little more prepared for the day ahead. Because when movement begins with gentleness, the body is often far more willing to participate, and sometimes that's exactly where a good morning begins. Let's begin with something very simple. Before we ask the body to move through the day, we can give it a moment to wake up. You might start by gently rolling your shoulders, slowly, comfortably, without forcing anything. Perhaps you notice a little stiffness, or perhaps you simply notice how your body feels this morning. From there, you may gently turn your head from side to side, not to stretch as far as possible, but simply to invite a little movement back into the neck and shoulders. You can also slowly lift and lower your arms, reaching only as far as feels comfortable, allowing the body to move in its own natural rhythm. And throughout these gentle movements, remember to breathe, slowly in, slowly out, because sometimes the breath is one of the first things that helps the body realize it is safe to relax and move again. There is no need to rush, no need to perform, no need to achieve anything. The purpose of these movements is wonderfully simple. They gently remind the body that a new day has begun. They remind the muscles that they are needed, the joints that they are meant to move, and the mind that it does not have to hurry. Just a few moments of gentle movement can create a surprising sense of readiness. Not because the body suddenly becomes stronger, but because it becomes more awake, more comfortable, and more connected. And sometimes that is the best way to begin the day. As the body begins to wake up, we can gently bring our attention to balance. Because balance is something many of us rarely think about when it feels natural. We simply stand, walk, and move through our day without giving it much thought. But over time, balance often becomes something we appreciate in a new way, not because perfection matters, but because confidence does. A simple way to reconnect with balance is to stand near a sturdy chair or countertop. From there, you might gently shift your weight from one foot to the other, slowly, comfortably, without rushing. You may also take a few small, careful steps in place, or briefly lift one foot while keeping a hand close to support if needed. The goal is not to test yourself, and it is certainly not to challenge your limits. The goal is simply to remind the body how to find stability again, how to feel grounded, how to feel supported. As you move, notice how your weight transfers from side to side. Notice how your body naturally makes small adjustments to keep you steady. These tiny adjustments may seem unimportant, but they are part of what helps us move through life with confidence. Because balance is not only physical, it is confidence in motion. It is the quiet reassurance that your body can still support you as you move through the world. One step, one shift, one gentle movement at a time. And when that confidence begins to grow, many everyday activities begin to feel a little easier, a little safer, and a little more comfortable, which is exactly what this morning routine is meant to support. Now that the body feels a little more awake and a little more balanced, we can gently bring some attention to the legs. Because our legs quietly support so much of daily life, they carry us through our homes, through grocery stores, through parks, through visits with family and friends, and often we don't think much about them until movement begins to feel more difficult. One simple way to wake up the legs is to gently march in place, slowly lifting one foot and then the other, allowing the body to find a comfortable rhythm. There is no need to move quickly, and no need to lift the knees very high. The goal is simply to encourage circulation, to invite movement into the hips and legs, and to remind the body that it is preparing for the day ahead. You might also take a few gentle steps around the room, or simply shift into a relaxed walk if space allows. Notice how the legs feel as they begin to move. Notice how each step creates a small sense of momentum, a small sense of readiness. Because every step is doing more than moving the body forward. It is helping maintain one of the most valuable gifts we have as we grow older, the ability to remain independent. Strong legs help support an independent life. They help us get where we want to go, do the things we enjoy, and continue participating in the moments that make life meaningful. And the wonderful thing is that strength does not always begin with intense effort. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as taking a few gentle steps, one foot, then the other, welcoming the day with movement. For our final movement, let's focus on something most of us do every single day. Something so ordinary that we rarely stop to think about it. Standing up from a chair. It may seem simple, almost too simple to matter, but in many ways, this small movement quietly supports independence. Every time we rise from a chair, we are using strength, balance, coordination, and confidence, you might begin by sitting comfortably in a sturdy chair. Then, slowly and gently, stand up, pause for a moment, and then sit back down with control. There is no need to rush, no need to count repetitions, and no need to prove anything. The purpose is simply to practice one of life's most important movements, because standing up is connected to so many everyday moments. Getting out of bed in the morning, rising from the dinner table, standing up after spending time with family or friends, returning to your feet after a moment of rest. These are the moments that often go unnoticed until they become difficult. And that's why this movement matters. Not because it looks impressive, but because it supports real life. Every time you rise from a chair, you are practicing independence. You are reminding your body that it can still support you, still carry you, still help you move through the day with confidence. And perhaps that's what strength looks like after 60. Not an extraordinary performance, not pushing harder than everyone else, but continuing to do ordinary things with comfort, confidence, and dignity, one rise at a time. When people think about a morning movement routine, they often think about physical benefits, becoming more flexible, feeling stronger, improving mobility, and those benefits certainly matter. But over time, many people discover that the greatest benefit is something much deeper. Because a morning routine is not only about movement, it is about connection. It is a daily opportunity to check in with your body before the demands of the day begin, to notice how you feel, to notice what your body may need, and to begin the day with awareness instead of rushing. Over time, something interesting begins to happen. You start feeling more connected to your body, more familiar with how it responds, more comfortable listening to it, and with that connection often comes confidence. Not the confidence that comes from accomplishing something extraordinary, but the confidence that comes from knowing you can rely on yourself, that your body is still capable, still adaptable, and still willing to support you through everyday life. A simple morning routine can also create a greater sense of intention. Instead of starting the day by reacting to everything around you, you begin by taking a few moments to care for yourself first, and that small choice can influence the rest of the day in meaningful ways. Because the routine is only 10 minutes, but the relationship it builds can last all day. A relationship built on awareness, on trust, and on the simple act of showing up for yourself each morning. And sometimes those small moments of care become the foundation for healthy aging. As we come to the end of this simple morning routine, I hope you'll remember something important. You do not need a perfect morning, and you do not need a perfect body. You simply need a gentle place to begin. Some mornings will feel easier than others. Some days your body may feel strong and energized, and some days it may ask for a little more patience. Both are part of the journey. What matters most is not perfection. It is consistency. It is showing up for yourself again and again with kindness. because healthy aging isn't built through occasional effort. It's built through small acts of care repeated over time. A few mindful breaths, a few gentle movements, a few moments spent listening to the body instead of rushing past it. And while this routine may only take a few minutes, the care it represents can stay with you throughout the entire day. So wherever you are in your journey, I hope you'll continue moving with patience, moving with confidence, and moving with kindness toward yourself, because healthy aging is not about becoming someone new. It's about continuing to care for the person you already are, one gentle morning at a time.